Alright, make a video about this turd, I guess, real quick. The cab in the clip is a 1947 Ford 1-ton something like that. It was a big truck, somewhat. The chassis is a 92 F-150 4x4 long wheelbase, and I only paid $100 for the chassis with the whole cab, and the tires that are actually in way good shape, so I couldn't complain about that. And plus it gave me parts for my other trucks, so that was a good deal, I thought. I was missing the engine and transmission out of that truck, so I bought a 91 Bronco, and for $250. It needed lots of work. It really wasn't worth fixing, but the engine ran good despite a lot of little issues it had. The timing cover was busted. I've never seen anything like it before. The top ears were sheared completely off. I don't know if somebody was screwing with it real hard. I never seen any damage on the Bronco, like something hit it, but somebody had fucked something up. So had to change the timing cover, and I changed the heads, a bunch of other shit. Timing cover is actually the older style for the regular flow water pump. See, this is the reverse flow on these 90s Ford pickups anyways. The cars, I think, were all normal flow on the Crown Vics and shit, I know that. But anyways, when you do that, your normal water pump isn't going to work if you go with the old style timing cover. So I ended up getting an 88 Mustang water pump. So it was reverse flow, but the little holes in the back of it were smaller, so it'd actually line up with the timing cover and not leak. So that actually worked out good for me. I've been trying to do this thing as cheap as I can. That worked good. The heads are GT40Ps. It's got an F303 cam in it. It has Explorer manifolds, headers, I guess, factory, and cut up a little bit. I have all this freaking wrap on here, but before, this tube and this tube would merge, and they were just like straight down this way. So I just cut them off and welded these two tubes in. They're off a header that got bent in Derby. I just cut the good tubes off and welded them in. And then I built this cheesy looking T3 style flange with T3 gaskets in case maybe I want to turbocharge it. I doubt it. I ever will, but I figured why not while I'm here. And then I still have this to remove. This is removable, so that was the good thing. And this is early stages pretty much. That exhaust is going to come out the fender, and it'll be wide open there. Then it's going to drop down, follow the running board all the way to the back, and come out the fender there. I'm going to actually send it through the fender and then out the side right there. I'm going to cut holes in it. It's going to be a rat rod. The bed is like a 50-something Ford flipped backwards and lengthened to match the frame. And it worked pretty good, I think. And I had to narrow it a little bit too. You can see the weld right there. Because the 50s Fords were wider than the 47. I think 48 they widened them. I'm not sure. I don't remember the older ones. But I'm going to build a headache rack here too. It's going to be kind of a farm style truck. Well, a farm truck pretty much too. The interior, that is a Bronco seat, rear seat, Bronco column. I pretty much just gutted that whole Bronco and stuck everything in here I can. All the wiring's Bronco, cut and simplified. We have the dome light switch out of the Bronco, which works. I don't have a dome light in it yet, but you can test it with the test light and it works good. The gauges bolt in there. They're not bolted in right now. Got the headlight switch. The dinger even works for the headlights if you leave the door open. The floor I'm not quite done with the tranny tunnel yet. You can see this side has still got a big gap. It's kind of taken me a while to build because I've been running out of metal, and I'm trying to do some custom stuff to make this thing easier to work on later down the road. With the bigger tranny cooler that actually came on the Bronco. The tranny actually looks like it was gone through fairly recently on that Bronco, which is good because I'm using it. So that's the 4-wheel drive shifter there. See, this is what I got going here. This is all removable. You can take this all off. You have to work on the transmission. This is kind of, I need to fill that in somehow still. But yeah, up there, that's all 1/8" plate on the firewall. 1/8" diamond plate. Just scrap I'd laying around to weld that back in. It's kind of what I do. I just cut a slice in this thicker plate to bend it around to make it go where I want. That's what I had to do all around here. I'll probably grind these ones down. This one I'm going to leave. And I got to build another plate to go here to here with bolts in it. Just to fill this gap, because there's kind of a gap there. And then right here too. I'm going to build another one. I might do something down here. But a lot of it will be just filled with butyl tape. I'll take it all back off, butyl tape it up, seal it semi-good, make it drivable. But yeah, that's what I'm doing. Just freaking piecing shit together, trying to make it look kind of different. I think that doesn't look too bad. It's kind of, I haven't seen anything quite like it before, so I like it. I'll probably throw it out in the outside, maybe throw some vinegar on it, let it rust up a little bit where I've had to grind on it. But other than that, it's pretty good. I actually have the factory radio wiring from the Bronco all here. I kind of know where all the speaker wires and shit go, so I'll probably put a radio in it, probably in the glove box. I gotta make a latch for that. I think what I'll do is get a magnet and stick it in there. So when you close it, the magnet holds it. Maybe do it on both sides. But yeah, it's coming along pretty quick. I haven't made any videos about it. Well, I tried to, but I didn't like the way it turned out, so we're making more. If this one makes it on YouTube, then it'll be good. The pan under the seat is removable too to work on the transfer case. The whole seat will just come out with the pan underneath it. It fills all of it in. It's all bolted up. The back, I have drove this thing. It has only front wheel drive right now. I have to just throw it in 4-wheel to make it move, but I'm going to fix that soon. That is the stock driveline for 92 F-150. The problem is that slip yoke on the front does not work on this transfer case I'm using. The Bronco actually didn't have a transfer case when I got it. So I dug out my pile and found another Bronco transfer case, but it's the wrong yoke. It doesn't have the slip, so we'll have to address that with a different yoke on the driveline. It needs to be shorter now anyways. I had to change the cross member of the Bronco one because this truck was a manual, the frame was a manual. There's the pan for the seat. That's actually off an old dryer. The sheet metal, it worked good. It's got some paint protection on it. This is all stock floor. I'm just going to leave it hanging here. I don't really care about that. I might cut a little more out here for the speedometer cable, but that's not a real big deal. The front drive line is on. It works. Zip ties holding all this wiring in. Works good. See my custom 4-wheel drive shifter bracket. The problem is I don't know if they ever put manual transfer case on an E40D. I think it might have been all electric, so I had to get real custom with this one to make it work. And then I wanted the shorter shifter up there, so I lengthened here to give it more throw so you could actually throw it, but I still have it short. You had the leverage down here, and I threaded or I ran a die across this pin up here so I didn't have that stupid plastic piece of shit. Just have to put a nut on it. Another reason I had to lengthen it too is because when this baby's all the way down, it was pretty much straight with the factory hole, and you could not for the life of you get it to go back up. It was just in a bind, so I had to lengthen that. The transmission shifter linkage is all off that Bronco. The oil pan is leaking. I'm gonna have to fix that. I can see gasket sticking out up there. I changed it too, but I had my brother help me, and he sometimes gets carried away. He's out of hand. I don't think he got the frickin' hole in, or the bolt in the actual hole of the gasket up here, because the gasket's just right there. So I'm gonna have to drop it and either replace the gasket or try to get it in that hole and see what happens. See my running board mounts, they're fucking horribly ugly, but they work. Need to get new shocks for the front. When I got the F-150, it had been picked apart and kind of half-assed reassembled, so they cut the shocks with the cut-off wheels. They was not going to work again. I had to fix this tranny line too. I don't like it hanging like that. But yeah, they cut all that shit up, and there was shit missing. They hammered the ends of the tie rods so you couldn't get a nut on them. So I just ordered a whole new tie rod kit off eBay for like $60. It was due for them anyways, so. And I'll have to get some shocks for it at some point. The wiring is kind of just in disarray right now all over the place. But it starts and runs and does drive, so that's a good thing. I'm going to try to keep the AC in it. I found a place in China, AliExpress, a store. It's all just Chinese foreign stuff. You can buy an AC and heater box that goes under the dash, a small one, for like $50. So I'm probably going to try that out. And then I'll just have to build my own custom lines. Maybe use the Bronco condenser. I'll see if it'll fit. Should be able to make it fit. I might have to redo this again, but no biggie. That just sits pretty good there, so I like that. But the front, I think the ball joints are shot, the wheel bearings, but I'll go through all that. Back is fucked up. It doesn't have any brakes. There's no shoes in it or anything, and the yoke's really loose. So I may just end up taking the whole rear end out of that Bronco because I'm going to lower the back anyways. I know it's 4-wheel drive, and that seems kind of dumb, but really I'm not going to be losing anything. Because in case you haven't noticed, the height of the truck is nothing to do with ground clearance. It's the height from the axle down to from the center of the tire down. Tires are your freaking actual height on ground clearance. So that's why I don't really care. I'm going to just take the blocks out. That should drop it about 2 inches and level it out because the front's pretty low. And this gap's pretty big anyways. I'm going to probably cut the fenders a little bit. I actually got the bed back a little ways. My mistake. I was trying to make it so the tailgate would sit inside of here. See that? I was hoping the tailgate would sit inside, but I decided to not do it that way. So it's kind of dumb on my part. The tailgate is just custom built. A square tube, sheet metal, and a piece of pipe on the bottom. Built the old chains back on it. Let's do it all the old style like it's supposed to be. The bumper was on my Highboy. If you're watching any of my other YouTube videos, that's the one I took forever building and is done for the most part. But out came on it from well, not factory, but when I got it, it had it. I didn't like it on it, so I kept it around. Was probably going to scrap it, but I seen it up there and it worked perfect on this. So I like it on this truck better than the Highboy ever did. It actually sticks out on the Highboy's recessed in, so it wasn't really a bumper. This is down low. It actually, that Highboy had big old dings in the tailgate because there was no bumper there to kind of protect it from people backing into posts and shit. This is custom to the leaf springs and the F-150 were hanging out because the frame's a lot wider than the older stuff. But had the bed on normal, it would have been fine because the fender would have covered that up. But yeah, I just had to bend that out, weld some shit up. You can see now the leaf spring has plenty of clearance there. Hubcaps. Yeah, it's getting there. I got a few other things to do on the body, not much. I gotta finish the floor, get a power window kit, front windshield. But for the most part, it's pretty much done, I guess. I mean, there's still lots of little things to do, but it's pretty much done. I should have started making videos on this earlier, but I've just been busy fucking working at it. And this is where I'm at. So, anyways, I guess we'll call it it. This will be the first video on YouTube about it. And I guess we'll probably go from there. I'm sure I'm forgetting shit. I mean, stupid body mounts, dumb shit I've done. But we'll just call this one done. And I'll catch you on the next one.